It's probably politically incorrect to say that, no, we hate that surcharge. But as that debate hots up, there's also a new law that's on the anvil that will make India amongst the first countries in the world to have corporate social responsibility as part of law. The Companies Bill, which has been passed by the Lok Sabha, says that every company that has a net worth of 500 crores or more, or a turnover of 1,000 crores or more, or a net profit of 5 crores or more, has to spend at least 2% of the average profits made during the 3 immediately preceding financial years for social causes, and that could include activities that are listed in the bill related to eradicating hunger, poverty, promoting education, improving maternal health, and so on. And so, as we come to our first debate tonight, we're asking whether corporate India needs to give back more. If you're making a lot of money, if you're a rich Indian or a super rich Indian, however you want to define it, should you be giving back more? Well, it's a very interesting debate, and you can take part in that via our second screen app. If you have an iOS or Android phone, just log in, download the NDTV app. You'll find something called second screen on that. That's where you can type in the question that you'd like to ask the panel tonight. We'll make sure that we can ask as many questions as we can as part of this debate. Well, joining us tonight on the program is the Minister for Corporate Affairs, Sachin Pilot, who's been spearheading the movement to get the Companies Bill through, this bill on corporate social responsibility. We also have Sunil Alag from FICCI, Mihir Sharma from the Business Standard with us tonight. Professor Surajit Mazumdar, Professor of Economics, is here with us. Economist Surjit Bhalla also joins us tonight. Well, I'd like to go to Mr. Surjit Bhalla first. Mr. Bhalla, what do you have to say about this particular surcharge and all the chatter that it has generated? Mr. Chidambaram saying, well, when I need to raise resources, who can I go to except those who are relatively well placed in society? What would you say to that? Mr. Bhalla, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, to that, it just got connected. Yeah.
I was asking you what you made of all the fuss about the 10% surcharge on those who make 1 crore or more a year. Mr. Chidambaram said, well, if I have to raise money, where else am I going to turn to? I'm going to turn to those people who make money.
Yeah, well, it turns out that according to Chidambaram's own numbers, basically he'll be able to raise 1,500 crores from this exercise. So he can turn to these people and get 1,500 crores, assuming that compliance stays the same, that everybody quite willingly comes in. Now, the real problem with the Indian tax administration is that about 2/3 of the people who should be paying taxes do not pay taxes. So therefore, it seems to me that there is about 200,000 crores remaining to be tapped. So that's where Chidambaram can go and get the money by improving tax administration. And the point is that the Ministry of Finance and the tax administration knows who is cheating by how much to a very large extent, and yet nothing is done about it. So therefore, he can go to improving his own department, his own Ministry of Finance, his own tax administration, and get 10 times, 20 times, 30 times more money than he would get from putting a surcharge on the rich.
So do you think it's unfair? Do you think the surcharge is unfair? Because there is an argument as well, and I'll take this to Sachin Pilot after this. But Surjit Bhalla, do you think it's unfair? Because many say that, well, there are many people, corporate salaries at that 1 crore, 2 crore, 3 crore level. So, that 1% surcharge is possibly on people who are already having tax deducted at their source. It's not really, like you said, going after the big fish who evade taxes. After all, do you really believe that only 42,000 people in this country make 1 crore a year?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So therefore, fairness has to do with many other things. That's the only point I would sort of demur on. Our tax rates are amongst the highest in the developing world. We like to compare ourselves with the developed world when it comes to tax rates, but not when it comes to tax administration. So we have a tax administration that belongs to the bottom 1/3 of all developing countries, and we want tax surcharges and tax rates that belong to the top 10 countries in the world. That's where the unfairness is. That's where I think maladministration is. That's where what is wrong with our policy.
Okay, I'll take that question to Sachin Pilot then. Sachin, you would say that that's a valid criticism, that it is tax administration that needs to improve. Surely you don't believe that only 42,000 people make 1 crore every year?
I think it's not important how many people make what kind of money. The fact remains that what I just heard is absolutely correct. There have to be more people in the tax space. Not enough people pay taxes. But the fact is that in India, agricultural income is tax-free. and we need to increase the number of people who pay direct taxes. It's a fact. I think 5 or 6% of Indians actually pay income tax. That has to change. But while we bring about that change, I don't think it's such a bad idea if a large corporate or a person with very, very high net worth is paying 2 or 3% more, and that only for 1 year. I don't think it's for all eternity. The announcement was only for 1 year.
Nobody believes it will be for 1 year. You know that there's a lot of skepticism.
Well, why don't we talk on 31st March 2013? It's only 12 months away. I don't think this is going to be for all eternity. This is a 1 year provision which has been made because of the fact that we had high fiscal deficit. We have a sluggish economy globally. It's not looking that good in terms of our GDP growth. So we are mustering enough resources to fund the kinds of programs that we want to implement on the ground. I don't think it's that much of a problem than it's been made out in discussions and TV debates. The people who are that rich, parting with another few lakh rupees for one time in a year, I frankly personally don't think it's that much of a big deal. And if the people don't mind it themselves, it's the advocates of those corporates who are perhaps more perturbed about it than the individuals themselves.